So Renault, Boxing Day, couldn't have asked for a better result.
No, the lads were brilliant, from start to finish. And a couple of things I just said in there is one, thank you to the lads for their attitude since the Belper game, since the 3rd of December. I just think they've been remarkable and show why they're such a good group to work with. And secondly, thank you for carrying out the game plan today. And there's been times this season that we've played really good football and we haven't got maybe what we deserved. And I thought some of the football in the first 20 minutes, half an hour was exceptional. And, that's a team that buys into the game plan, that wants to achieve and wants to play a certain way. And you've seen today, what a side they are.
Yeah, I mean there was sort of like there was warning signs before we took the lead on 14 minutes because we got through that 2 or 3 times. And it was a couple of good saves from the goalkeeper, kept us out. The ball, obviously, Reece was found basically and just pulled. Basically waited, did the right thing, waited, and just drew the key.
Callum Gribbin's ball for Regan's goal. He's if people know anything about football, you just got to keep watching it. The kid does things. Run out of superlatives to pay him. He does things that I just kind of dream about, and he does it, each week, and they're getting a telepathy, relationship where Reeves knows when he's going to cut inside. I think he did it against Geyser this season. He's done it again today. Reeves takes his goal well. Then Joe Rowell Grant, what a difference 4 or 5 days makes. He's brilliant against Bolton. He's coming again today. I thought he was excellent, with his goal, and then he obviously got the penalty for Chaz to dispatch it. And then, second half, we turn the screw again, and Kyle goes and gets the 4th one. But, it is nice. It is nice to win games of football, and obviously the fans were amazing today to break the 2,000 mark. But it's never pleasing, when you beat one of your really good mates in football. You never want to see that. And Cleggy's got a good side there at Ashton. You don't draw with South Shields and come back 3-1 with 10 minutes ago if you're not a good side. And I think they just found that against an informed FC United side today. So we want to wish them obviously all the best. But today I'm just proud of our boys, and hopefully we can kick on now into 2023.
Yeah, I mean, just going back to Joe's goal, I mean, I think we saw today, and we've seen it over the last few games, basically, there's a bit more maturity from him, and he's starting to use his size a bit more, basically. He's bullying defenders, which is what he needs to do sometimes.
He's a special talent. I've watched him come through North End. I've watched him play for the 18s. I've watched him play in the first team at North End, then goes to Wigan. And I said to him, I challenged him the other night against Bolton, and he's a good player. There was a good player in there somewhere, and footballers, they're on that roller coaster, up moments and down moments, and he's had a few down moments, but you've seen, the character in him. I thought he was excellent today. That potentially could be the end of the loan move with him, and I'm not sure. But I think, a conversation now is going to take place between myself, Frankie Bunn, and Oldham Athletic, Wigan Athletic, to find out what we can do with Joe, because all of a sudden he looks like a player. And, I phoned Frankie at Wigan last week. I said I found us a striker, and he laughed. And, that's what Joe can do. He's a really nice lad. He wants to work hard. He's never sulked when he hasn't got in. He just always wants to improve his game. And the last couple of games, I've seen a real, number 9 there, and him and Regan complement each other.
Yeah, I mean, no more so than basically when he did score his goal. It was nice to see that he, rather than sort of like taking it first time, he actually just looked, waited for the goalkeeper to come a little bit, commit himself, and then just stroked it round into the far post. It was a delicious goal.
And it was, and his movement was great before that with the offside goal. He's becoming, he's getting back to what he is. I'm sure he's got a career in the game, but like you said, his finish was excellent. On the back of his goal of the season contender against Bolton last week. So he's enjoying his football. And these are young lads, and sometimes it happens, and sometimes it doesn't happen. And that's what I say to the kids, the lads. Sometimes you've got to be that kid in the playground again. And don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just remember being that player running around when you're playing with your schoolmates, and sometimes that brings it all back. And you can see with some of our players that they're playing with that mentality, as well as the professional attitudes, and obviously keep to the game plan. But they're playing like they're full of confidence at the minute, and that's pleasing as a manager to see.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely showed that. I think we had something like, I think Ashton only had 1 shot on target, or 1 shot in the first half. About 25% possession, we were just completely over it, and I think it was well into stuff like double figures in terms of attempts.
And that's the pleasing part. I said at half time to the lads, I challenged them to be a bit aggressive and nasty in terms of not physically, but in terms of getting the next goal and keeping to the plan, and keeping the ball and moving it quickly and not taking too many touches. And it was nice. It was nice to see people getting shots off. Donahue had a couple of shots, and Ennis had a couple, and then Gribbin obviously got his goal. And there was other chances in the second half. But all in all, Tim, it's nice to win on Boxing Day. I laugh actually because I went up to the sponsors' lounge before the game in match day dining, and a young kid was here in his first game, and I said, "What's your prediction?" And he went 5-0. And I went, all right, 5-0. I'd like to go 3-0 up in the first 20 minutes and make it, and it happened. And he's the first person, he's upstairs, I think, with his granddad and his dad. And, I'll go and see him if he's still here. But it was nice. And I thought about that because that doesn't happen many times in football. And it means you can not relax, but you can enjoy the game a little bit more. And, that was really pleasing.
Yeah, I mean, just speaking of pleasing, some of Callum's play today, I had a play to watch him play on his own. To be fair, it was sparkling.
I can't, I've said it in the interview, I can't pay enough superlatives for that kid, from where he's been and where he's come from. And he's hit the downs in football. He's at the real low points. And, we've done a lot of work with Cal to get him back to where he is. And he's enjoying his football. He's loving it. But what a talent, some of the way he glides past people. And I could see why he's talked about earlier on in his career. And I'm sure, we had a chat 2 or 3 weeks ago in the change room, just me and Callum. And, I said to him, where do you want to be? And, do you want to be with that kid who's working at McDonald's, or when Nicky Butt said, buy you back for 100 million? And he went, Gaff, I want to be bought back for 100 million. And you can see it, you can see the kid's got so much talent. And, part of my job or our job here is to get him enjoying his football again and develop him. And, like with Regan Linney and Callum and Michael Donoghue and, to name a few, we're enjoying watching him play. And, the fans are receptive towards that. And all the lads can keep doing is doing what they do. And hopefully we get the points along the way.
Yeah, and it was good to see. Obviously, Donners has been in and out of the side this season with injuries. Obviously, really annoying, like niggly injuries they've taken up for a period of time. He was back at number 4. He was named by FCM Radio as their man of the match. Another great performance, and not necessarily one you pick out because obviously, we weren't under a ton of defensive sort of pressure, but he made it that way.
Donners is so good when he's really, really fit. The kid's got so much ability. We knew he wasn't ready for a midfield role, and that's why we played him in the wide areas and in the 10 to get his legs back. But we've seen over the last 2 or 3 weeks, his fitness levels have really come up. And I remember playing him in a deep line midfield role a couple of years ago, and that's his position for me. That's where he's going to play. He breaks play up, he drives from the middle of the park, and we knew his fitness levels were high enough now to do that today. And I don't think they had an answer for him. The amount of times he broke play up, or he nicked that ball and drove forward, and he could have probably made a couple of better decisions when he shot. But that's a kid in confidence, and you don't want to take that out of him. But I'm really glad that he got man of the match performance because him and Potts complemented each other today. But that's the options we have, Tim. Last time out was Belper, and I went with a 3 with Ennis, Potts, and Griffiths. Today I've changed it up and gone Donoghue and Potts, and we play with 2 strikers, but we've got options. Griff misses out today, but that's the hard thing about being a manager. You're not always going to please people, but the important thing is to try and always get the right result. And it might change again against Radcliffe, but we'll do our homework on Radcliffe. We'll watch them, and then we'll pick a side accordingly. And hopefully, we've finished 2022 with a bang today. We can start 2023 on a positive note.
Yeah, I mean, it feels a bit strange this year because Christmas period used to be sort of like game after game after game, and like you'd be playing sort of 3 games in 7 or 8 days. It's been a bit strange because we've got like a mini mid-season break, haven't we, with the 2 games being postponed. Yeah. Do you think that's going to benefit the team in the second half?
Massively. I mean, we work hard. We work really hard, but it's good training. But games, back-to-back games, do take the toll, and we know that we've got the Phoenix Trophy. To go back in, we'll be playing 2 games a week, and we know we've got league fixtures that will back up as well. So it is nice to get your rest at the minute. But like I said, I've got to, I'm oozing, positives about that squad. The way they've attended every training session and kept themselves fit and looked after themselves yesterday. You can see that, but this is a young, hungry squad that want to achieve something this season, and you can see that. And that's the desire that's in that dressing room. And what we've got to do as a management team is keep trying to, chip away at them and testing him, testing the character and getting better every single game. But, fortunately, 20 minutes or half an hour spells don't happen like that every single game. So, it's nice when it happens, and we'll savour that moment. We'll get in training a couple of times this week, and then we'll get ready for Radcliffe on New Year's Day.
Okay, well, looking forward to it. Always a good game at Radcliffe.
Yeah, I just want to, finish the interview by saying, thank you to all the support over the course of 2022. It's had its up moments, its down moments. Obviously, the Phoenix win, Rimini will live long in the memory. Obviously, our league position, we underachieved, but the fans and the people behind the scenes have not lost focus and have stuck with us. And, the squad have got better and better. And, we're hoping that, like I said, we've finished 2022 with a bang. And we want to, hopefully everyone celebrated Christmas, and we'll wish everyone a happy New Year. And hopefully, see everyone down at Radcliffe on the 2nd of January.